Hey folks, welcome to the stream, or welcome to the channel if you're watching this on YouTube. Today's been a very hectic day in terms of pinball announcements, right? We had King Kong from Stern and we had Dune from Barrels of Fun. And normally I do a stream separate for each game, kind of like a game announcement kind of breakdown. But since Barrels of Bananas couldn't stay off Kong's tail, we're gonna have to match these two together. And it's just like, I don't know what Barrels of Fun are trying to do. Like, I mean, I understand that they want to announce their game, but the world knows, like, Stern's like announcement schedule. Like, there will be a game at CES, there will be a game at Expo, and all that, right? And we could even see like. And Stern pre-announced like Tuesday everything's gonna drop, and it was just like, were they just sitting there and waiting and we're gonna steal sales from King Kong now? It's just like, stop it, right? We got jobs. We cannot look at every single manufacturer on that launch day. We kind of, as pinball fans, we want to kind of look at one game at a time. I just think you're doing yourself a big disservice by trying to steal attention from the largest manufacturer out there. At the end of the day, understanding you want to survive as a business, but at the end of the day, you're going to produce 1,000 games, and you do that every other year, right? Like, you would be so much better off if you would simply stay off the known kind of dates when we have like other established dates for new games, right? Because all that happens now, the conversation out in the community is not about your game. It's about King Kong or your game or Harry Potter or whatever. Don't even get me started on Jersey Jack, because that was the lamest thing I ever seen. Like, they just post a letter to the community: don't buy King Kong, don't buy Dune, because we have the best Harry Potter game in the world. What is that? Show us the game, right? And at the end of the day, like, if you're so enslaved by J.K. Rowling's ass hattery, it's just like, just don't, right? I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, I'm genuinely kind of pissed off by this. Like, yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous, right? Because at the end of the day, like, as a pinball enthusiast, I do want to be excited for every game that comes out. I don't want it to be like, it's going to be this game or that game, right? Because I'm too old now. I understand that, like, King Kong won't be done until next year sometime. I don't know how long time Barrels of Fun is going to polish and finish off their code, right? And the thing is that we need to get these titles. They need to mature and all that, right? But and just stacking the announcement, thinking that everybody will throw money your way, thinking that your game is better or whatever. Your biannual title is just like, meh. So anyhow, there's going to be a lot of puns in this game announcement breakdowns. Are we going to talk about spice or bananas? Is Kong going to ride the sandworm, or is the sandworm gonna eat Kong, right? And how dumb is that, right? Like, anyhow, so we're gonna drive the big truck first, right? And look at King Kong, which is the what Stern kind of revealed today. There was a teaser last week about that kind of stemmed some excitement. We had a big gong. And the kind of, some of the animations from the game were also revealed, but that's pretty much it. And I couldn't even discern if there was a Zombie Yeti game, but that is pretty obvious at this point, right? That this is a Jeremy Packer game, right? And there will be Congo references, which I'm really happy about hearing that, because I love how Keith, he kind of have some sort of kind of back reference to a 90s game. And so far, like, we have the narrow escape from Jaws, right, with the right kind of inlane bump, right? That is very similar to Indiana Jones, right? It's called narrow escape there. And on Godzilla, we have the NBA fast break, kind of the $1 million shot, and it's just like, all right, so where there has to be a 90s reference in this game as well, and I'm happy to hear that we have a it in the form of hippos, right? I was thinking like the skill shot kind of looks like a little bit that could be kind of be copied. We can get a soft plunge in the left out lane, but you can do that on Iron Maiden, so I don't know. Anyhow, let's let's just look at it. And there's also other back references to other old games, right? So Data East had a prototype King Kong game, and somebody showed like the comparison of the artwork in the play field, and it's basically the same kind of layout of the door and Kong behind the door and how King Kong was kind of spelled out. And I think that is super rad that they nod to their like old legacy and how they how Data East kind of envisioned King Kong back then, and then they kind of tack on to that and deliver what we have in front of us right now, the King Kong Myth of Terror Island. Yes, let's look at this. And obviously, this is not like a blind reveal. I've kind of looked at some of the pictures. I have not watched there was a game announcement trailer or something this morning. I have not watched that. The talking head with George Gomez. We're gonna look at that as well. So yeah, let's just check the videos first. So there's a game trailer. So this is the official game trailer. Oh, why does it look like shit? Oh, auto. Ding dong. Okay, so this is the premium we're looking at now, but I looked at the pro playfield first, right? And that was just like, I just thought the game is just like packed. Absolutely packed, right? And then I kind of did a small comparison between the pro and premium, and it's just like it's the same game, right? But then you kind of start discerning some details here and there. So let's have a look. Custom animations. The spider you don't get on the pro version, so might just turn down the volume there. I really like the sound effects, the whole kind of jungle drums and the shouting of Kong and all that. I'm not a King Kong expert by any means, but I've seen a couple of movies, right? And that element is definitely there, and the whole kind of like Aztec kind of vibe of the whole thing. It's that's really neat. I think the gong is brilliant. I'm a little bit disappointed that the gong didn't like make it into like a full gong in the pro version. I would have loved to see that. I'm sure that somebody will come out with a mod or something. That is like the most major. That's the major disappointment I have between pro and premium, because I really think that it's a really cool mech because it's huge, right? I mean, it's just like big as hell. And there we have the animated Kong. I don't know if you saw the Easter egg here. Somebody else posted that. We have like Gary Stern on the insert there on this kind of slanted drop target bank here that has 4 targets. It's sort of like the Iron Maiden kind of target bank, but it's further to the left, and an additional target spells out Kong. So that was actually an interesting feed there. So it looks, you shoot a ramp shot, right, and then a ball kind of it's sort of like the Black Rose kind of ball feed, you know, when you shoot the when you load, not when you shoot the center shot and the ball kind of comes back. The ball kind of bounces to the flipper, and in this case the ball kind of just feeds to that upper flipper lane, right? And you get the side shot, and that's a crazy return there. So yeah, I hope so. Hopefully we get some better view on the photos, what is actually going on here. There's some weird mini playfield with the there's a lane switch there. There's a stand up. Is that a kickback? No, it's probably a stand up. Okay, so the ball feeds in the back there somewhere. Okay, and it's sort of, yeah, okay, so the lanes here on the left kind of remind of shit. What? What is? What is the sound coming from? Jesus Christ. Game from barrels of bananas. So tune in to the channel twitch.tv/DRI374 live soon. What is that sound coming from? That was the dumbest. All right. Anyhow, I didn't have a tab open even. Oh, that's spooky. Okay, so the lanes here kind of reminds me of the old Gottliebs. If you look at like Centigrade 37, where you have a ball kind of plonks down, but there's like two out lanes and one in lane, and there's a wire gate there, and I wonder if both drains or if you have two kickbacks in the. Oh, there was some custom animation there. Oh, look at that. Look at the poor lady. So this looks pretty cool, actually. This kind of fits this zombie yeti kind of art style. If you kind of discount the jungle in the background there. Okay, so he hits the train there, and I guess he can stop the ball. Oh, so this is something I want to remark on. There's something I noticed. You saw this animation here, like this little splash thing here, right? That is in Dungeons and Dragons as well. So just like reusing assets is fine in some way, but it's not really. All right, available now. All right, so that was the that was the game trailer. Let's see what Uncle George has to say. Do I have to go to their YouTube channel for this? Yeah, so you got Myth of Terror Island. Yeah, so this is the. Yeah, this is the.
It's George Gomez. It's
Hey, George.
Pinball, and we're here today to unleash an epic pinball adventure featuring one of the most iconic monsters of all time, King Kong. King Kong has been a staple in pop culture since his first appearance.
Oh, nice. Good nod to the old 1932.
In 1932. And he has been celebrated through time in television, books, art, comics, video games, and now pinball. To celebrate King,
like, look at this gong thing here. It's huge, right? I like it.
King Kong's larger-than-life story, we're taking players on an all-new interpretation of the fabled King Kong legend. From the creators that brought you Godzilla, Jaws, and Jurassic Park, we now bring you King Kong, Myth of Terror Island.
Another
Players will go on
monster
an epic
from your
journey
monster
exploring the
team.
mysteries of Terror Island, battling dangerous creatures in addition to facing the eighth wonder of the world. Witness Kong as he wreaks havoc across New York City. And now, lead game designer Keith Elwin will take you through this pinball battle of a lifetime.
Okay, take it away.
Hi everyone, I'm Keith Elwin, lead game designer of our latest game, King Kong, Myth of Terror Island. With King Kong, we wanted to create an entirely new interpretation of the iconic story. Players will join Ann Darrow, Jack Driscoll, and Carl Denham on their journey to the mysterious Terror Island.
Is that like known names in the Kong universe? Those
This
three
results in
names?
King Kong traveling back to New York City with disastrous and fun consequences. Thrilling gameplay features and challenges await on this 4-flipper adventure. Watch King Kong come to life as he reacts to player action through new animation software. Witness him swing his arms and torso to assert his dominance. Summon Kong by hitting the custom sculpted Gong Bash target, the kinetic bash toy housed in a decorated temple. Survive Kong's punchback kicking target, which launches balls back at the player, or can drop into the secret entrance to Kong's vertical upkicker and wireform return. Unlock the secrets of the Lost Temple 4-bank sweepable.
We got some insight to that upper. I want to watch that again.
Return. Kicking target, kinetic bash toy housed in a decorated temple. Survive Kong's punchback kicking
Oh, it is a kickback
target, which launches balls back at the player, or can drop into the secret entrance to Kong's vertical upkicker and wireform return. Unlock the secrets of the Lost Temple 4-bank sweepable drop targets, which reveal the hidden island treasure target. Lock pinballs into a New York City train car and watch as an agitated King Kong destroys and flips it over to start King Kong Multiball.
That is brilliant.
But beware, King Kong isn't the only danger players will encounter as they enter the pit on Terror Island. Guarded by a custom sculpted giant spider, this area magnetically grabs and attacks the ball, so be prepared. Travel over dangerous terrain by exploring the thrilling helix-shaped biplane ramp, featuring a custom sculpted biplane toy.
They got a little spinning motor in it, the little plane there. Or is it? It is spinning, yeah. Or
navigate the illuminated river zigzag secret ball path return. Or be ready for the river log diverter to pop up, setting up shots from the upper left flipper to the cliff's ramp.
Oh. So that ramp shot is only makeable from the upper flipper. Oh, it's interesting.
On the Pro Edition, players will experience a lot of the same action taking place on Terror Island and across New York City in their battle against
physical
King
lock
Kong.
will probably not be on Pro, yeah, sort of. I didn't think so. Check something. Okay, so this is the Pro.
On the Pro Edition, players will experience a lot of the same action taking place on Terror Island and across New York City in their battle against King Kong.
Custom static that basically just froze his arms. Oh, and the gong feeds differently. Or no, it probably feeds the same. Have to look at the pictures. No motor. Oh, that plane!
The game is really brought to life with a unique
Look
art
at that
collaboration.
plane! They just like shimmed some spacer.
The game is
plastics.
really brought to life with a unique art collaboration by 3 legendary pinball illustrators. Kevin O'Connor, the legendary
Oh, wow. So they combined artists here.
Greg Ferris, and Jeremy Packer, aka Zombie Yeti, all contributed to this art package. King Kong comes with all new original animations, music, and sound effects. It also features custom speech by comedy legend Brian Q. Quinn from Impractical Jokers.
Nah. That ape's not keeping Huff along. We're going in.
And through the power of Insider Connected, players will be able to explore Terror Island on an unforgettable treasure hunt. We are beyond excited for you to battle the 8th wonder of the world and become the king of your game room with King Kong, Myth of Terror Island at sternpinball.com.
All right, there you have it. All right, so that was the trailers, the videos that they released. It was nothing else. That was the 2 ones there. Okay, so let's dig in here. I want to understand some of the shots here. What's going on here? Let's look at the Pro. Come on here now. There we go. Okay, so yeah, let me get the premium up as well, because there is something I don't quite understand here on the okay, so the gong sort of feeds similarly. Yeah, somehow I thought that the gong shot was like an orbit or something, but it feeds into that virtual up kicker somehow. And you don't see all the action. That's funny, because like if you look at the stuff up here, I wonder if we can zoom in a little bit more here. Oh yeah, so yeah, as a player you won't be able to see what's going on there from the player's view. I think that will be really difficult. Oh, look at that, 2.42 million bananas. Yeah, let's see where... so somebody said there was a hippo reference somewhere, for, like a nod to Kong. I was kind of looking for... I was looking for that. I can't find it. Yeah, Donkey Kong mod, that would be that would be awesome. Because I mean, like in the like on the Pro, you can kind of put in any odd sculpt there. I mean, since you're not, so you can put in like a plushy Donkey Kong there or something. Why not? While at it. So, but I mean, at the end of the day, the Pro, you cannot get like all the main shots, right? And I'm not sure there's like no toy that really carries over. I guess it looked like there's a kickback lane here, or am I making that up? It's a leap of faith. Oh, okay, no, there's not a kickback lane there. There's some. There's just some, you can kind of bump it in there, similar to which other new game had it? Like, didn't Jersey Jack's Pirates have one of these? But I mean, it's like an old kind of construct to do that. Got the AIQ kind of type tunnel here. Lifting the flipper doesn't really give you much more to shoot for there, but yeah, I guess it becomes easier to hit. But I'm kind of looking for, like, the Pro usually have like one main kind of toy that kind of at least has some movement to it, but I guess they kept the magnet on the Pro. That's a typical thing that they were kind of, that they would remove. I like the stacks of old school inserts. It looks pretty packed. Like you're climbing up to some skyscraper here. Yeah, looks like the Empire State Building. Got sweep bonus. Got some planes you can build there to build an attack. And it seems like all these like yellow arrows got some climb. So they will probably be lit at different times and kind of advance up the skyscraper. It looks like the drops there can award you a bunch of things here. It's just like temple glyphs. island treasure something, and then you have light jackpot, king something, and light Kong lock. Yeah, so I guess the drop target bank gives you a lot of awards to progress towards something bigger. Yeah, and you definitely only can make that shot from the small flipper there. So I guess the... but I wonder how you actually get the ball to feed to that flipper if you want to get the shot on that flipper. Oh, maybe this... maybe the right orbit here will feed. No, because that feeds inside there. Oh, here. The center shot. This. Lost Temple. That looks like that feeds around to the little flipper there. Cool. And there's a ramp there. There's another shot here as well. There's 2 side shots that you can make. Maybe you even can make the center ramp. Nah. The center ramp looks loopable because it feeds... it looks like it feeds to the left down this waveform. Up the center. And the premium... yeah, so the premium is the gong, the train, the monkey, the plane, the spider hanging on the magnet. Yeah, that looks like it. Yeah. And you get a proper apron. They still do the plastic there. Yeah. I hate these. They look really bad. Can you like buy a premium apron these days and just smack it on there? Just looks so much better. The River Lane is the Congo reference. There's a hippo call out. Okay. Oh, this here. So there's hippos in the river. Is that what's going on here? Yeah, I can't see a hippo. But call out will be fine. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, so let's look at the other pictures here. Yeah, so that's interesting that they got 3 different artists on this game, and I wonder how they kind of divided and conquered on that. Oh, there's some rules here. Let's look at the rules. Oh, that's so blurry. Meep, 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 meep. Climb feature, shoot climb arrows to ascend a building to collect awards. King Kong multi-ball feature, drop targets, light Kong lock 3 balls for King Kong multi-ball. Okay, so that drop bank is important for progress. Biplane attack feature, shoot biplane ramp to begin biplane attack. Island scenes, shoot gong to begin island scene. T-Rex battle, collect King Kong letters to light T-Rex battle. So where do you collect letters? Spider pit, shoot the pit to battle the pit creatures. That looks like a very thin that looks like a very thin rule sheet, but if we ever played a Keith Elwing game, we know that is just kind of 10,000 feet, kind of get the noobs started rule sheet. All right, so let's see what else do we got here. Yeah, I think the what's that? Naily oil. That's humor. Oh, there's arrows up here. I don't know what I'm clicking on. They also got the initials of some of the Stern employees up here. Somebody found. Okay, so there's a... oh, look at that. That is to indicate that goes up and down. That makes sense now. I couldn't quite make that out. But yeah, you saw that in the video as well. So there's basically a stand-up with a sink diverter of sorts, right? Yeah, that train was pretty cool actually. Just like fill it up with balls and then we tip it out. It's just, I mean, it's so simple, but it's so brilliant. I love it. And I bet that 34th Street has some significance to this as well. They love their little details. Yeah, it's crazy. Sad monkey. I like these things that they've done. They did this on John Wick as well. They have like two stacks of slingshot plastics. The game just looks so much more premium in a way when you do that. Are we looking at the premium now anyway? Yeah, we're looking at the premium. So I guess there's a rubber post there which allows you to kind of bump the ball back in there. Okay, you got the super on the side ramp, classic. Or you like the island jackpot. The whole volcano thing is a little bit of a Congo vibe as well, I think. I like. Okay, so Gary Stone is floating around here and it's got a shark fin behind him. I guess that is the same illustration that was on the Jaws playfield, right? Because he's on that. It's being chased by a shark there as well. If you look at some of the details on the lower right, I think it is on Jaws. So you're fighting monsters here, and that is going to be dangerous as hell, I'm sure. Because you have a magnet and you have like 50 outlanes to deal with, and shooting stand-ups close to the flippers in the first place is a dangerous thing to do, so... I really like the monkey. I think it looks really good, to be honest. I don't know what the official kind of King Kong look is, but it is one big angry ape, and he qualifies. The kind of arm wrestling thing is kind of very similar to Hulk on the first Avengers game. He looks a little bit bigger though. Yeah, so here's an interesting detail that that I find pretty hilarious, and that is that you can see that the hands here reach above the glass, basically. What I just escapes my mind. What are these plastic things called that it's in the cab there? It doesn't matter. Anyhow, so basically the monkey will yeah. So he taps the glass basically, right? And kind of knocks the glass, and you can do a lot of fun effects with that. You can kind of do a certain pace or a melody, and you can kind of have like doing it like a rhythm thing, and I think it's a really brilliant thing to do, to be honest. However, I would advise the LE owners and the people that buy Invisiglass and HD glass and stuff to put Mylar where he hits, because it will damage the coating on that glass in a very bad way, right? I'm an alien, you know, the aliens that kind of flip on the slingshots, the face huggers. One of the face huggers have a bit of a longer tail that kind of like sweeps the glass each time the slingshot hits, right? And it's just like scratch a permanent streak in the coating of the glass, right? Which looks shit. Yeah, because I know from experience from another game that you don't want anything kind of rubbing on the coat, and given how he's animated and hits the glass, right? So you will basically have you will have streaks. You will get like permanent streaks in the coating from his full range of motion in the glass, and you can't remove him, right? It damages the coating. So just having like cut out a strip of mylar that kind of covers his full range of motion in the glass where he sits, and will be fine, right? It's just, and if you make sure you get all the bubbles out and such in the mylar, you won't be able to see that it's there. So oh yeah, this picture here, so you see it even better. Yeah. And it's like, it kind of looks like that is, the fist is not as much, but this hand here looks like it's almost like an inch above the below the glass, right? It's pretty crazy. Yeah, so there's been some press conference today. I haven't I haven't had time to read up on all this. Like, I mean they probably released a ton of other content on the game, but I haven't had time to look into it in detail. So which cab has the best art here? I kind of like the LE the best by far. Like, it looks so much better with the custom kind of armor and the back glass. It sort of has the best scene, I think. The premium looks really good as well, sitting on top of the skyscraper. That's kind of classic, kind of King Kong scene. The Pro with the kind of the monsters and stuff there is just like, yeah. Do like the color scheme on the Pro a lot though. This kind of purple into orange into dark blues. And Kong fighting the T-Rex. It kind of, doesn't that look similar to Deadpool or something? And I think the LE has the T-Rex, right? I can't remember. Yeah. Let's see if we can discern some other cool detail here. Let's look at the LE. So 932 LEs. Oh, they come with the speaker lights now. That makes a lot of sense. Signed apron. Get the little plaque there. Yeah, the side art goes really good with the theme as well. You get the foil on the sides there. Oh, so that looks like the... That looks like the Pro. Oh. Okay, I don't get it here. So they have the same cab art on LE and Premium, and then it has the Pro on the left side. Looks like it. 3 artists. The same as Venom. They just didn't have. They were just lazy making custom artwork between the Premium and LE backglass. And here they did it on the cabinet art. That's odd. T-Rex fight is on the other side. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I like the art blades. Kind of goes in well here. Yeah, this is a packed game. It looks super fun to shoot. There's, I bet there's more nods to like classic games once you kind of get into like the artwork and or the call outs and the animations and stuff like that. So I'm mighty impressed. So there's also a bunch of inserts. If we look at the center of the playfield here. So there's a lot of things going on here. Like you got your King Kong letters, right? Okay, so Bash Gong when lit. So I guess you can collect letters when you complete certain scenes or objectives in the game. So that kind of builds up King Kong. And then you have these other objectives here, right? Kong multi-ball, T-Rex defeated, biplane destroyed. Okay, so complete the gate to light 8th wonder, and that will probably be the mega wizard mode. Climb complete, island scenes, spider pit cleared. Yeah, there's a lot of things that you kind of need to clear here. Yeah, it's very visually pleasing for sure. I really like the art direction on it. They got a really good palette. I mean, it's okay, all right. I mean, it kind of, you can kind of see that it's like, yeah, this is kind of zombie yeti. But I feel that this is really good work. I mean, this is very, they've kind of captured like the jungle and the whole monkey business, right? I like it a lot. I mean, it's very visually pleasing. That's for sure. and what we're looking at here is just a static picture of, obviously there's some inserts lit and stuff like that, but once they kind of get like a few code revisions down the line, that you get the light shows in there, like Jaws is just like phenomenal with the light shows, right? And I don't expect anything less with this game, right? They do really good work with the light shows on Keith's game. So this will just like pop like nothing else, especially with this really nice palette with a lot of pinks and purples, which is two of my favorite colors in Pinball. So this will be really nice. Yeah, so I wonder when we get to play this. I have a Pro on order, but I have no idea when that's going to show up. And we've heard it's going to come to the Golden State Pinball Festival here in May. That's like a month out. There's going to be games at Pinball at the Zoo. I was actually thinking about going to the Michigan show, but it's a little bit too far and for that. I was also invited to the media event that is going on Thursday, but and then I would kind of been in the same neck of the woods, but pinball is not my day job, so I kind of felt that that was a little bit too much. Yeah, but the game is absolutely packed, right? And I just love like how Keith plays with like the wireforms. It's just like, yeah, it's just beautiful, right? Like this like habit rail here, where you basically have two Vox feeding that rail. The how this whole construct with feeding, you shoot this flipper here, shoot this ramp, feeds down this habit rail. You nail that side ramp and the ball feeds back in this helix. I mean, like making that combo, like starting on the left flipper, I'm assuming getting this shot in here, up that ramp to the side flipper and that side shot, and get the ball back on the right flipper. That will be like an explosion of kinetic satisfaction, if anything, right? That will be in the realm of doing combos on Foo Fighters, right? That's it's going to be very satisfying getting those shots. If that geometry works out as I explained it right there, it's going to be like chef's kiss pinball right there, right? And there's like stand-ups here and stuff you can shoot in this little playfield here as well. And yeah, this drop target bank here is, the location of it is actually very similar to how it sits on the old Stern Classic Quicksilver. But I don't think you have you don't have a left flipper on that, do you? No, I don't think so. Warp ramp field. Yeah, like the Star Wars warp ramp, or which or the warp ramp on Star Trek. Yeah, but the warp ramp on Star Trek is much further to the left, I think. Or no? Am I wrong there? No, not that much. Yeah, it is sort of... Yeah, it's much further to the left because there's an orbit shot, then this ramp, and then this the left ramp. Yeah. What else do we have here? Island Lock, NYC event, Island Scene. That was the gong, yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to play it. Yeah, it looks so much fun, and can't wait to see all the cool Easter eggs that they put in there. That nods back both to the Data East. The thing is, the only thing I've been looking for, there is like a on the Data East version of King Kong, there is like a go bananas mode, right? And that's what I'm kind of looking for on the playfield, right? So there's no go bananas, and I would have loved to see that happen. It would be. You have like go ape again, but it's not go bananas. I understand there's like a banana horde or something up here. There's some banana splats and stuff like that, but I want a proper go bananas. Oh, okay, so that's the 2.4 million banana reference. Okay, so that is the go bananas reference then. Okay, so you will eventually collect. Okay, so maybe this build some go bananas mode. There might be one in there. Yeah, I mean, if we shout it loud enough, all of us, we get a go bananas mode. Another interesting thing here is that you have like 2 X's on the inlane guides here. So I wonder if that is something that lights up in certain, so you kind of have a 2x shot that you can kind of pair up with something valuable. It's pretty neat. All right. So that was the okay. So that was the ape game. So let's close this down and go over to the spice game. And look at Barrels of Fun. So first of all, I'm super disappointed that this is not the 5th element. I was rooting for the 5th element. There was this rumor that 5th element was going to be Barrel of Fun's next game, and that would be complete pig in a sack blind buy from me, right? So they released a bunch of trailers, and I think there's a couple of photos. If you kind of like, their website is so Yankee, I can't really. Is that something that you can click, or? Yeah, but this is like super low res. I don't know where they post. There actually is like, where is the actual game page? Is it order now or? Okay, so here's some other pictures. Yeah, but this is also like, oh yeah. Yeah, this is just like super low res. So I don't know if they had like a press release kit, because I think I've seen larger res pictures. But yeah, let's check out the videos. Maybe they posted high res pictures on Pinball News or something. Yeah, so the teaser trailer. Yeah, the teaser trailer was pretty short, right? But it's sort of like, oh, they made the kind of the reference that the worm eats the ball kind of thing, right? And that's kind of what we're seeing here. And that ball also feeds to the habit rail. But the teaser, you don't see that much in. The pinball reveal trailer I've watched once. Let's just go through it and see what we can discern. There's gonna be spies. I kind of like the art style generally. like, I think this is kind of good. What do you like? I don't think this is like photos. It's like an artist interpretation of photorealistic art, I think. And I think that translates really well. It's sort of that 90s kind of vibe of movie posters in a way, right? So I'm not sure about this light system that they've put in, right? Like this is like one of my pet peeves that you see right here. Like these like dotted strings of LEDs, right? I'm just completely allergic to it. Like I've seen like somebody had a Medieval Madness with some Yankee kind of stadium light on it with those like million little LEDs, and every wireform is just dotted. It's just dots everywhere. Like any reflective surface, just get those dots on it, and it just looks absolutely horrible, right? So there must be some way to diffuse those, because it looks terrible. Look at this. Why would you want to have a string of dots across your playfield? So there's kind of two sides of the artwork here, right? Parts of me kind of like, I kind of appreciate how kind of monotone it kind of looks, right? It's very sandy, and it has some blue haze in it here and there, right? But at the end of the day, it makes the art pack, it makes the whole game look a little bit bland. And there's also another kind of thing that I noticed is that the spinners don't have any decals on them, right? And I don't know if that is on purpose or if that's something that's kind of coming later, because somebody wrote somewhere that they're gonna release accessories or something for this game later, like something to put on the slingshots and some topper and whatnot, right? So I wonder if the spinner stickers or something that you're gonna get later. Yeah, and alternate backglass was another thing somebody mentioned. Yeah. Oh, this is another thing I absolutely hate. Look at this. Like, look at the wireform here. Look at this when the ball comes around here. This is what makes it look like a homebrew. Can you see the vibration? How it's kind of like bumping like this? If I built a pinball machine in my garage, I would expect that. Like, it's the same thing there. Like, there's so many joint points here that you can just like stabilize that wireform on. Like, there's no need for that to vibrate. Look at that. You can have an additional kind of mount there or here or like everywhere, right? There's no point. Like, not like. Like if you look at, like, take a 90s game, take Judge Dredd, it has a stack of 4 wireforms. They're like solid with the game. They don't vibrate, they don't bump up and down when the balls comes flying, right? Can you just imagine having a ball train of 3-4 balls coming down that, and it just like it wobbles, right? It's not cute. So they got a really interesting lock mech here. I must compliment them for. So there's this kind of the fork gate there with a spinner in it somehow, and you can kind of trap a ball in there and do things. And I think that's pretty innovative. Okay, so there's some slingshots in there. There's a magnet grab. Tight side ramp. So the thing is, I don't know if the ball is actually disappearing underneath the playfield or not, because you don't see, right? I don't know if the ball just goes down there and it comes back up. So that kind of finger thing there is just like, this is just like clean rip off from X-Men. Yeah, so this is the one-handed mode. But I mean, why wouldn't you just use your chin on the center button? I don't know why. I wouldn't like play one-handed. Put your knee up or something. So this is another kind of hot take from me here, is that the display that they put in the back of these games, right? And this also goes for their main display in the back box. Actually, they're too damn bright. They are so bright, right? And I can imagine that this poor photographer who shot this game, struggle getting like the aperture right and all those things, because the display just blows out everything. And you can see that clearly here. Like, you see how bright the explosion is and how dark the subject in the foreground is, and that is just because they had to compensate for the blinding bright display. Blinding bright. It's just like they're gonna have to be a way to tone it down.
Have you ever had a dream about your first ride?
That's a good toy. It's a good reference. All right, we're riding worms. That just looks like a giant dildo coming out of the playfield, but I'll digress. All right, let's see if we can go to like Pinball News or something and see if they have high-res pictures. They usually do. Martin does a really good job of capturing. Oh, look at this. Here we are. Okay, so they have a flyer on it. Okay, so interactive ball-eating sandworm, interactive Harkonnen harvester. Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit. Okay. Desert power, magnetic field, and captive fork. Okay, so that's the fork lock there, captive ball thingy. Interactive pain box, ball locking kick out. Multi-layer LED ornithopter topper. Yeah, I'm not too excited about the topper. Horizon atmospheric lighting. Okay, so you get the dots around this flyer here that you get on the playfield from that lighting. Yeah, I mean there has to be some way to diffuse it. It doesn't look very good. And yeah, so this was another thing. Like, speaking about the lighting, right? So they had their media day today, right? So Kineticist captures on gameplay. Like, look how trashy it is. Look, can you see this? Oh, I'm in the way. Yeah, you can see the playfield anyhow, right? This does not look very good, right? To be honest, and I know, like, filming it doesn't like. It's not a good representation of what it looks like in person and all that, right? But there's your dotted lines everywhere, right? So if you would diffuse this thing, that would create a more natural haze, right? I'm not complaining about the color. The color is absolutely beautiful. I completely agree that it kind of creates that blue haze kind of thing, right? So that's cool and all that, right? But the dots, you look at the wire forms here, it just ruins everything. But it's cool that they have those lights by default, and it creates all these kind of light effects and stuff. But it's not nearly as good as the expression lights or the lights that Jersey Jack has, right? So I think. Yeah, a diffusion strip on top of them would probably just be enough, right? And we also get a glimpse of what's going on the back box screen here. We see clips from the movie. I'm so proud of having Stellan Skarsgård on the backlash and featured on the game. He's a fellow Swede, right? We need more Swedes in pinball machines. And he's one of our most famous actors. He had a lifelong acting career. Yeah, but that was that. And yeah, there was also a video here for the ball. But the thing is, you see here, the ball doesn't really disappear, right? You can just see it kind of go down, and it kind of vibrates, and then this like gigantic, yeah, this just feels like after curry night. And yeah, we see some floppy shots there. Yeah, but I like it. I mean, it looks cool. I mean, this is definitely for being like their second game, and Labyrinth was kind of I wasn't like too excited about it, but after watching like world-class players playing Labyrinth all weekend, I have a different kind of concept of what you're supposed to do on that game now. That's for sure, and I'm sure this matures into something very similar. All right, so let's get back to this. The trim on the other hand on the game is just absolutely fantastic. This is exactly it's not exactly, but it's very similar to the Hobbit trim that they had on one of the editions when Hobbit came out. It's kind of this like hammered kind of gold and black. It's just chef's kiss. It looks really good. Looks really good, and overall, I kind of like the art interpretation they've done on it. It's great. I think the palette is a little bit monotone, but I think it suits the movie. Like everything is either brown or hazy blue. So I guess that's just what they wanted to do with it. So I think that's well executed. So it comes with a shaky motor. Yeah, I mean, you can't have a Dune pinball machine without a shaky motor. That would just be ridiculous. That is just like that's a showstopper right there. Got a lot of game attractions here. I like the sculpts. The thing is, and this little toy in the back here, like, and this is sort of like, if we kind of compare apples to oranges, kind of here a little bit, right? But I just think that the quality of this mold here, right? If you would compare that apples to oranges versus the Dungeons and Dragons kind of mountain mold that looks like one of those like kind of a kiddie train ride tunnels in comparison, right? This is just more a nod to like Whitewater or something like that, and it's just like super high fidelity, and the same with the worms and everything around it. It just looks really cool, right? It integrates very well, and it just looks so much better than what we've seen from others. And this like the trap box there looks fantastic. I think the worm here kind of looks more like a tapeworm, but somebody called it out that this is actually an reinterpretation of an art piece in the movie, right? And that kind of puts it in a different light altogether, right? And I also like how they this is something we don't see a lot of, is how they think about the holistic art package, where you see the arc in the apron goes into the playfield and creates one kind of cohesive look, right? That is just something that we don't see in pinball. Everything is just a little atom that somebody works on, and they put that in something bigger, and nobody thought about the whole concept, right? This is just phenomenal use of that whole space, right? It just looks absolutely fantastic, right? And I kind of like more they kind of played more on the gold there and not so much on the brown, and you're gonna have the spice haze, the blue and the gold there. So yeah, it looks really good. Can't quite discern what it says on the inserts here, where we can look at the other pictures. Oh wow, look at that. This is a prototype game. Look at this. Look at that ugly little hole there. Let's see if we can. Look at that. You have like two in that little area there. There's like two drilled holes. Let me see if I can. There's like two screw holes there, and there's nothing there, right? So that just indicates that this is a prototype playfield we're looking at, or something is missing there that wasn't delivered or something. But that's just crap you see when you're zooming in, and will probably be something there for your production game. I wouldn't be too concerned about it. Okay, so they actually have like proper branded subwoofer, JBL Stage 8-inch cabinet subwoofer. That is something that Stern don't care much about in their. I guess the LE has a branded subwoofer, or not a subwoofer, but a bigger kind of speaker. Laser cut sandworm. Okay, so I got laser cut sandworms in the back box. Yeah, Barrel of Fun. Yeah, the Labyrinth is like, I mean, it is a little bit like the like both kind of Jersey Jack and now Barrels of Fun. It's just that they focus more on the high definition pinball experience, and they think a lot about that whole like minute detail of like all the things, like because I personally like when like they do all this stuff here with the HD glass and infinity glass, anti-reflective glass, right? Where because when I buy a Stern, it doesn't matter if it's if it's a pro or a premium, then you have to get your shaker, you have to get your glass, you have to replace the speakers, and you have to get your art blades, and like all those like just a bunch of dumb things, right? That you kind of want as a home buyer, right? And with Barrels of Fun, it's just like, yeah, put a coat of wax on it and start playing, right? You don't have to do anything. And that goes the same with the Stern games when it comes to the rubbers, right? They just use that black sooty rubber that sheds like hell, right? And while other manufacturers, they use like proper silicone-based rubbers, like the Titans or similar. All right, so okay, so that was the only pictures we got. Okay. I would have loved to see a better high-res. Does anyone in chat know if there's any high-res playfield pictures? Because I want to be able to read the inserts. I can't read these inserts. Let's go to our website here again. Can't believe that the images are just so low res, right? Yeah, let's see if Jason got better pictures. Oh, look at this. Ah, we can read. Thanks, Jason. Okay, so we got a lot of spare holes here. Oh, wait. Look at this. Look at this. This is cool. So you can you can basically set up your outlane to your preference here. How you want the ball bounce, and how conservative you want the outlane to be, and how you want the ball to behave here. So you got 4 holes there, and you got 2 holes there, and you got 2 holes on that side. Okay, so you got some. Okay, so you got some things here: awaken, fight, rescue, ride, survive, train. So I guess this is some character progression you got on this side here. And these look like bigger missions. Battle of Arrakeen. Liberate Arrakis. Voice from the Outer World. Oh, so you got a little lock here. Oh, I love these inserts here. These little pins here, you can do so many cool things with them, and they use them here to kind of just create this little kind of staircase effect there. That's pretty neat. Love it. And they also use them to kind of create a little trail here in the sand. Okay, so you have Desert Power, Progress, Pain Box, Sand Snork, something. That's weird. Oh, and this is you destroy harvesters. Harvester 1, 2, 5, 6. Got a lock shot there and a lock shot there. So I wonder if you can feed a lock into different things, or if there's different shots altogether. I kind of like the wormhole. Kind of have a shot that feeds through. Here, what does it feed to? This is really odd. I can't really make it out here. This ramp goes around here, and back. That shot goes around, and this ramp looks like it's a bash toy. Is that what it is? It is a bash toy. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. That makes total sense now. Oh yeah. Okay, that makes sense now. So you have your harvesters here that you battle with the bash toy. That makes total sense. 2 side shots, center shot. Yeah, I mean that. Okay, and you got some subway here that feeds to the scoop there. There's a gate there that feeds. Ah, interesting. So this shot here with this spinner here looks like it just feeds into the back of the flipper or something. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can see your holes in the playfield here. There's something missing there, or yeah, there's probably some post or something missing there, because you don't want to have the ball hit the back of that stand up there. But I bet this is just a prototype game, because they apparently had a date to make, because they needed to make sure that they could show this to the world when Stern announced King Kong. Oh, all right. The plunge is nothing really exciting. I guess you can plunge into that behind the flipper to the virtual up kicker there. But it looks good. But one thing I kind of question a little bit though is the red accent that they've used throughout the game on like the rubbers, the stand-ups. There's some accent outlines in just those 2 inserts there. I think I would have gone more discreet and just have like white, plain white, but that's just a subjective thing. It might look, at the end of the day, it might look better in a properly lit environment, and and all that good stuff. And at the end of the day, in their defense, it kind of pops some color onto the playfield, more than the brown and blue. But yeah, I got that little cool mouse there. I think, I mean, the artwork, I mean, the thing is, I'm not criticizing the artwork really, because I really like it. It's really good. I like how they kind of composed the whole thing, and like this is proper kind of old school pinball, how you can see a story being told as you kind of scroll up the playfield and kind of look at things, right? It's yeah, it's really well done, to be honest. I just don't know, like, I don't know if it's my thing really, but yeah, I don't know. Dune for me is sort of like, it doesn't really do anything for me. I know it's a sci-fi theme. I played the old Amiga game like religiously when that was kind of out and about, like 40 years ago now, probably. No, not 40, but nearly 40. I haven't read the books. I don't think I've seen the Lynch movie. I do like the new movies. I think they're really well done, really nice aesthetics and story, and I think they've kind of portrayed that like really weird kind of situation they have with the spice, how that controls everything, and the suppressed Fremen and all that. All those conflicts that goes on, and you're really rooting for some of those some of the protagonists there, and yeah, builds a really good story. Oh, here's some other drilled holes that don't have a home, it looks like. Or yeah, that's just probably a missing protector there. They're supposed to go on the ramp entrances. So pictures are not final, let's just put it that way. And I wonder if these holes are just for show or if there's actually something coming out of it. Most likely not. Yeah, anyhow, I need to pack up. I need to go get some tacos and see what else is cooking. But yeah, that was King Kong and Dune. Thank you so much for hanging out, and this is kind of like just my collective thoughts on it. I have a King Kong Pro on order, so we'll see how that fares. It's not going to be like a permanent kind of residence in my collection. It's more or less I'm going to try to get one game quickly, get some gameplay on it, and kind of be part of the initial kind of code journey and see where it goes, right? But I'm going to sell it by the end of the summer and see what comes out in October. To be honest, I'm really interested in Dune, but this is just one of those games that I really want to play it first. I really want to kind of see how it pans out code-wise and all that stuff, right? It's really pretty, and the theme would kind of fit pretty good in my garage. I would probably get one like very much later, because this would effectively kind of replace my Stargate, and the Stargate I'm not quite ready to give up just yet, right? Because the theme-wise very similar. I wouldn't say the gameplay is similar, but they would just be too similar to have in one collection, very tiny collection that I have. So we'll see about that. All right. Anyhow, thanks for hanging out, and I shall see you on a stream soon again. All right. Cheers.